Are we good to go?
We should be, yeah.
Are we good to go, Alex?
We should be, yeah.
Are we Alexander Stolison, the son of Hammer Stolison? Shout out Alex's dad. I love you. Miss you actually a lot. What a incredible. And Alex's mom says, amazing family. Wonderful people. Love you so much. But are you ready to start the episode 37 of Simply the Best Show on the planet Earth called Two Talkers? Hello, everybody. You
I'm just gonna start cutting that out.
Are you, you didn't answer my question. Are you ready?
Are you ready? He asked it like 3 times.
Yeah, but you didn't answer me. Don't cut out. It's just the best show ever. What can I? I'm sorry. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of the situation. What can I do? That it's just this show is the best show ever. Is that my fault? Is that my fault? No, it's your fault. But keep being faulty. Keep making this show is best show ever. Keep watching. Keep subscribing. Keep liking. Keep commenting. Because we are happy when you guys happy, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm this cute guy and not a idiot anymore. However, let's not lie to ourselves. I'm still the same good old idiot. And I'm still on a quest. I'm still searching. I'm still trying to find a song that Alexander Stolson would give a big shred to. If you remember the last episode. I'm on a new quest, guys, to find a song that Alex will say, yeah. Undoubtedly big shred.
Yeah, maybe today will be the day. Let's see.
Why would it be the day, Alex?
Because today we're moving into
I'm so not
back
dressed.
into some heavier
I'm
stuff.
so
Yeah, you're
not
not
dressed.
really
Neither do you.
appropriate.
You
I'm
are.
a bit too bright, am I not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Well,
bit too.
we're going with our bright outfits. We are going darker into some probably more heavier stuff with the band called Sleep Token.
Ooh la la.
Yeah,
Shout out to Sleep Talking.
they've in the recent years come up as I would say, well, they've been going for a long time,
Yeah, that's
but
what I was-
with the past couple albums, they've really risen to more mainstream fame. Being a heavy band as well, but very some songs very like popified metal in a way we would call it. And they do have a lot of heavy tunes, but they also do have like some ballads, some very nice chill tunes.
You know how I might be wrong, but I have a way to check how big the act is.
Okay.
I looked at the tour and I see what venue they play.
Well, I guess that's a good.
Yeah, like they have some big like venues: Crypticon Arena, Oakland Arena, Motive Center. That's like your typical basketball arenas, which is like 15 to 20, sometimes 20 to 25,000 people.
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah,
playing.
that's sizable
playing
arena.
fairly big shows.
Yeah.
But also a really like cool thing with Sleep Token is that they are just masked up. They've never performed. At least to my knowledge, unmasked, like with their actual faces, but
And they
all dressed up.
do have cool masks, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They're
The
pretty-
outfits are really cool. Talking about how important it is with a visual image, like from last episode as
Yeah.
well. Like they've
branding.
they've really managed to establish themselves with their look. And some people say that it usually is a bit difficult to make
That's
people.
pretty new looks, right? Relatively.
Yeah,
The old
well,
ones was different.
yeah, maybe they've changed it up. But yeah, some people say that it is a bit difficult to make people relate and all that if you're like faceless and don't have anything. But
to be
these
fair, with
guys
the
have
metal
kind of
scene.
pushed through that. And
With metal scene, it's
I
kind of
guess
actually different.
it
Metal
is,
scene
yeah.
is, speaking of, like we mentioned before we started filming, Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah.
Was is it also Alex? Keep forgetting his name.
Oh, I'm so bad at names.
Yeah. He has that nice devilish. No, not him. The band, I think, was it right? He's unmasked,
Okay, right.
but still, it's I think it's something that,
It's definitely more common.
yeah, in metal scene, it's like something that is, they dig it,
Yeah.
they like it.
But I feel like for the kind of more mainstream
Oh yeah,
mainstream image that they've managed to
Sleep Token. Yeah,
get for themselves.
Although I don't
Really
know.
cool.
At the same time,
Really
speaking of
cool.
mainstream, that's a good merchandise. Maybe. Put down in the comments, what do you think about artists, acts, bands using props such as masks to cover themselves? I mean, the biggest one that I can think of is probably Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Daft Punk. I'm but in order to stop my idiocracy, and as all my friends lately been saying, ADHD. We're gonna go straight into the song. We're listening to Sleep Token. Did you figure out how to pronounce the name?
I'm not really sure if it's like Damocles, as in like a more, I don't know, Greek name, or if it's Damocles, or I don't know. I feel like it's more Damocles. Sorry,
the song-
people, for my
Correct us
butchering.
in the comments section after you hit the like and subscribe. Done it? Perfect. We're going to Sleep Token. Working title, Damocles. Let's go.
Oh, I've been waking up under blades, blue blossom days. If only Damocles would hit
Damocles,
me
okay.
back. No alabaster carvings or faces
That's nice.
on a farthing would
chords.
I like the
prevent
production
my
of the
head
vocals.
from fading to
Very
black.
narrow in a good way.
And it feels like falling into the sea from outer space in seconds to me. And I play discordant days on repeat until they look like
Oh,
hell.
very tight vocal stack.
When the river runs dry and the curtain is cold, how will I know if I can't see the bottom? Come up for air and choke on it all. No one else knows that I've got a problem. What if I can't get up and stand tall?
Is that guitar?
What if the diamond days are all
Or is it
gone?
piano?
And who will I be when the empire
Piano,
falls? Wake up alone and I'll be forgotten.
Good riser, by the way. I like this sweet to dry.
Well, I know I should be touring. I know these chords are
Okay.
boring, but I can't always be killing the game. No golden grand pianos or voices from the shadows will do anything but feel the same. And it feels like falling into the deep from somewhere way up over the peaks. And I play discordant days on repeat until the tape runs out on me. When the river runs dry and the curtain is cold, how will I know if I can't see the bottom? Come up for air and choke on it all. No one else knows that I've got a problem. What if I can't get
That's good
up
feeling.
and stand tall? What if the diamond days are all gone? And who will I be when the empire falls? Wake up alone and I'll be forgotten. Nobody told me I'd be
Oh.
begging for relief.
Drop in the bridge.
When what is silent to you feels like it's screaming to me. Well, nobody told me I'd get tired of myself when it all looks like heaven, but it feels like hell. When the river runs dry and the curtain is cold, how will I know if I can't see the bottom? Come up for air and choke on it all. No one else knows that I've got a problem. What if I can't get up and stand tall? What if the diamond days are all gone? And who will I be when the empire falls? Wake up alone and I'll be forgotten.
It's not a shimmer, but that reverb on piano, like very synthetic. Nice.
Oh,
I like that the reverb on
Oh.
piano has nice digital decay in a way. Like it's not a shimmer reverb obviously because that would have been octave higher, but it has that kind of shimmery type of
yeah,
effect. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
yeah,
a
yeah. It's
like
very,
like an oscillator
bright and-
coming out of it.
Uh.
Okay. You start first since it's your territory more than mine.
Yeah, well, definitely not their heaviest song, not like the kind of stank face, proper heavy riff kind of song as some of their other tunes. But definitely like a good mix of a good representation of their sound, being like, as mentioned, very popified
Yeah.
metal. They do have this lovely
I should
piano
also,
soft parts.
I honestly I don't remember the sound, the mix of their earlier or heavier stuff. I mean earlier as well, but the mix is also very pop. It's very pop
Yeah.
mixed.
It's very like it's very similar to what also more of their heavier, a bit older stuff is. No, yeah, again, just what you would expect from their kind of image. The vocals being very, very processed. That has been like from the start a thing. It's very iconic for
Okay.
their sound. Many people, it's very controversial. Many people are like they don't like it at all. I think it's like just too processed. But I think
It's heavily compressed,
yeah,
heavily compressed, and that's just
and auto-tuned as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I feel like autotune in this instance was more of a creative
I
choice
think
rather
so
than
too.
a masking.
Yeah,
It didn't bother me. It felt also, I think why it felt natural is because of how heavily compressed it is. So the sound is already not degraded, but I'm gonna use the word degraded by compression, and that basically means it being too polished dynamically. Obviously, compression leads to a saturation and distortion, so it also has that very distinctive and very distinctive saturation that lasts throughout that whole part. It's not during the peaks. I mean, saturation ideally always needs there, but the amount of it is heavy saturated because it's heavily compressed. And within that, the autotune did not feel weird to me. It
Yeah.
just felt okay. Even in a way felt logical to me. Like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, I actually don't know if I would want to hear vocals that are so compressed that are not auto-tuned to that level as well.
it would sound weird.
It might be
yeah.
like, yeah, dude, like dial down that input. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, maybe dial down at all. But yeah, it does make sense to me. One thing, if we're talking about the processing and stuff, I am not a big expert, unfortunately. Ha ha ha, we found something I'm not a big expert on, although I'm lying. I know some stuff. The drums. I'm okay. I'm fine with you, Sleep Token, and all the metal fans in the comments. I'm fine with you murdering me in comments for saying this, but I do not like drums. How they sound. I did not like the sound of drums. If I'm being honest, I found it annoying.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
The
To
snare.
that point.
Snare, I found it disturbing. I found, like, in this section, especially once they come in,
The same is from the shadows. Will do anything but feel the same.
it's typically, not all the time, but one of the things that it's not only metal, but in general, heavier in genres, mostly, are using samples. They're being triggered, right? It's somewhat of a fact. Everybody knows that. Oftentimes, that's like, it's not necessarily the full kit that is being triggered, maybe a snare or something like that, just for the consistency, just for the sound. Again, the compression, yada, 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 yada. And I'm not going to speculate on whether it's the case here or not. But it's just either because of how it's tuned probably more that than how it's edited. It just disturbs me how it pokes out of the mix to the point that it does not belong to the mix in my ears.
I do get
Like,
your
listen
point.
to the vocal. Like, listen how it was without drums.
The river runs dry in the curtain.
And as again, also say, speaking of the vocals, compression, and so forth, and editing in general, like it does not sound weird here as it gets busier because it sits nicely in the mix. But here,
Well, I know I should be touring. I know
It's very like
these
upfront.
very upfront,
Yeah.
very dry,
The vocals are almost like behind.
very
you.
thin and compressed to the point where I'm like, because compression always also depending on what kind of compressor you use, it brings out certain frequencies and by that sonic details, sonic nuances. And that's why I think is the tuning that annoys me or disturbs me of the snare most, or maybe even what kind of snare, how it was mic'd. That maybe the actual compression is fine. It's just maybe if it was tuned different or it was a different snare, those
very low.
nuances would have been different. They would have sounded different. Even though you are right, it does sound relatively low. It's not the lowest snare I've heard in heavier genres. Let's just, generalize that. But at the same time, it does sound too thin for being low to my taste. It's just, and with vocals, I forgot the lead vocalist's name. Sleep Token. Yeah,
no
not
point
not the
asking me.
person. Yeah, exactly. The voice is his voice is not low, heavily low. It's not as high maybe as mine, but it's like relatively high. You know what I mean? And like when you have higher up you go, naturally things start sounding thinner ish. I mean, low end is just like low end. That's just the perception. That's how we hear it. Simple as that. But then you also have that snare that stands out too much and too up front, and is also thin sounding, and it's to my ears. It clashes with vocals.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I didn't like. The performance though, drums, that was good, especially ending, head off. That was really good.
Yeah.
Like you saw the reaction, guys.
Yeah, and well, just to make that clear, laughing because it's cool and like it's,
Yeah, that's
it's,
my. I don't know
it's
why.
good. It's-
Actually, I don't know. That's
it's a weird
That's my
thing,
natural
but-
reaction to something's good. Like I do make stank face first, and then I laugh off of it. Like I actually, like literally yesterday, playing the gig, Sam Clark Bass that I mentioned in the last episode. Hello, Sam Clark Bass, whose last name is in fact Clark Bass. I'm gonna make it a thing.
You need to legally
he
change his
always
name
he
now.
always plays crazy fills in like in the most nonchalant way. Like he does not make a face. He doesn't try. He just and he did it. And I swear to God, on the gig, I just started laughing. He's just that good. And it's just my natural reaction, but I did not laugh. It's really good. But yeah, that snare is just, it bothered me the whole time.
I do agree with you that verse is probably the weakest part of the song.
It sits well later on. Better. It says better later on. But it's just like it's still not developed dynamically. And when you have that dry of a snare that is thin and pokes out too much, it might be a thing. Like I might not understand it to the point that the other fans would, because it might be a thing. Maybe again, there's a fan base. The fan base follows the act, the artist, the band, and all the details and intricacies of them. Maybe the drummer has that specific snare that is just his thing or something, right? Like for example, I know that I don't know if that's the case still or not, but Bruno Mars's drummer, who's also his brother, is like used to at least during the 24 karat era used to use a lot of piccolo snare,
Okay.
like 4-inch,
Right.
not even 5.5. Like his signature by PDP is like 14/4.
Oh wow.
That's the thing. And he says, yeah, I tune it low so it has different attack. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Maybe that's also an instance. That's also a case. And that's just something like for you who are drummers or starting out as a drummers or starting recording bands, drums, particularly as an engineer, as a drummer, it's another thought to have. The choice of snare, tunings all the time has to be tuned to the song. If you're recording several songs in a day, retune drums, especially toms. Like, trust me, it sits way better with the song when it's tuned. But it's just a thought to have. But
Yeah.
apart from that, guitars, no comments. Really good.
Yeah.
That stack sounds well, especially here when it comes in like where it was here.
But I've got it from me. Heaven, but it's
That's really enough. That growl, a low end growl.
screaming
It's really good.
Tired of myself.
That's the end as well, right? Okay.
I reckon it's probably either a 7-string or just a
Sounds like a
low tuned 6-string.
sounds like 6. It's a 7-string because it's really rounded. Like
Yeah,
it's the low
yeah.
one's really good.
Yeah.
Either way,
but
it's really good.
Very signature, guitar sound like they've done before.
Sleep Token are not Neural DSP artists, aren't they? No.
They might. I don't know if they are artists, but they might be using it. I'm not sure. Well,
I know that John Mayer is now using Cortex. I was shocked.
That's
I was
another
shocked.
conversation.
I was so shocked. I mean, makes sense. He went in with that Coachella to do one song. He wouldn't bring amp for that.
Yeah.
But John Mayer, I want to
is,
know. Does anybody know what patch John Mayer used on Quad? What did he do? Did he go XLR outs or he used line isolator? Let's geek out in the comment section. But guitars and bass, literally no comment. It's
Yeah.
very I don't know. You tell me if you consider that as a bad thing. I do not necessarily consider it as a bad thing, especially in this kind of music. Bass and guitars are mixed in a way that they're one separate element from vocals and drums. Like within themselves sit very nice. Like it's all jammed in together nicely in a good way, but it's like very separate. It's not that drums and bass really relate to each other as much. Maybe that in this particular mix as maybe bass to guitars.
I think, I guess in general, that is how it would be for metal as well. That I guess bass and guitar usually have a closer relation with
Artist.
Okay, yeah.
Sleep
yeah.
Token artist. Yeah.
Cool. That they usually have because they are playing similar parts. That they are more connected in the parts rather than the bass with the
it's
drums.
more the arrangement.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's also mixed like that here.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I said about Quad that low end 7-string. It's just like, sounds like something like Quad.
They've probably. It wouldn't surprise me if they've recorded just like
through Quads directly.
through Quad. Yeah.
Again,
yeah.
how did they record it? Did they go XLR out? Did they use a line isolator? Is it in stereo? Is it in mono? Put down in the comments what you know about it. Because I'm the one who geeks out on all of those things and not Aleks, even though he's the one that's using Quad Cortex. I love Aleks for that. Very simple guy. If it works, it works.
Right.
I'm not gonna comment on that because otherwise we're gonna end up having a separate special episode.
It's gonna be like an hour
on me
talk.
contradicting this opinion. Not necessarily completely contradicting, but in some ways I agree. But again, back to the song. I only thing I was a bit disturbed with is the snare.
Yeah. Piano.
Apart from piano, amazing. Piano is great.
I just love how they just. It's so well arranged, the piano, with parts like extensions that sound very natural.
That's true.
But
And I
isn't
also
just
want to
like-
say the overall dynamical development of the part itself.
Yeah.
Top notch.
Yeah. Really great piano. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well,
It's time for the.
I'm gonna give
rating.
it good shred just because of the drums. I'm gonna give it good shred because of the drums. I'm sorry. I mean, the drums, that snare just like threw me off so much, and it was like somewhat at the beginning that I'm sorry. Roast me, please. I'm open to being roasted in the comment section. Please, Sleep Token fans, educate me. Say why I'm wrong. So I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right and you agree with me. We don't know because it's a relatively new release, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, it
Yeah.
came out like 2 weeks ago. Ladies and gents, for me, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna say good shred for me.
Yeah. I will put it on a good as well.
Well, we failed yet again. We failed to find the big shred from
It didn't
Alexander.
give me like.
Stoltz. I don't-
I
at this point-
really enjoyed the song. It's a beautiful song, and I love the piano and the development of the whole thing. But it didn't give me like a proper stank face like some of the other songs they have.
the drum. Although I do say maybe the gem apart from the piano for me of the song was the drums at the end.
Yeah.
Like that was crazy good. That was really good. You saw my reaction. Yet again, I failed. Yet again, we failed to find a big shred from Alexander Stoltz. And at this point, I don't even remember if he ever given anyone a big shred. if those words ever came out of his mouth.
It's been a while.
Been a while, but you know what can't come out of his mouth? With your help is words such as we hit 10,000 subscribers. I'm ready to show my calves.
Can't wait
And
to
if
see
you
it.
are ready to see his calves, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video because we love you. And Don't forget, we are listening to your recommendations. Write down in the comments what we should listen to. What do you want us to listen to? And don't forget, like we mentioned in the last episode, what would you want to see us to do and on the membership platform? What
Yeah.
exclusive content you want to see? Psst, psst, psst. That does not include excessive nudity. I'm sorry, I promised not to do this, but for some reason I did. I'm not gonna do it
Do it
again.
again.
I promise.
Again.
Anyways, thank you very much for watching the best show ever. And we love you. And you might ask who we are. The answer is simple to your question. We are
Tune Talkers.